Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of me reading from my college life journal. I'm about to start classes at the University of Arizona, my first semester. Let's dive in. August 27, 2013. Yesterday I started my career, not just education, career, at the University of Arizona, ! My first day went well and I only had 2 classes. My first class of the day was bio. The class and the material we will be studying seem interesting and my professor is really nice. Okay, at first that professor seemed really chill. She had a doctorate, but she wanted us to call her by her first name. But then a few days later I emailed her and about something regarding the syllabus, and she answered me saying I didn't read the syllabus. I'm like, well, obviously I did if I'm questioning you. And then she kept saying, no, you're not reading the syllabus. Apparently, when you emailed her, you had to refer to her as a doctor, but in person you could call her by her first name. I hate people like that, honestly. Hate's a strong word, but seems like a bit of a double standard. I'm not even sure if it's a double standard or just you just being a jerk. I met a senior in the class whose stepbrother has muscular dystrophy. We are going to have a group project for that, so maybe I will partner with him. Yo, this kid was my boy. All 2 years there, we hung out. His motto in life, C's get degrees. I mean, that's my hero. I'm just kidding, kids. Stay in school, get good grades. But seriously, he was a good friend of mine. Shout out. The second class of the day was computers, which is held in a lecture hall with almost 800 students. Imagine going from a small community college where there's like 20 students in a class. I mean, it's the same. If you graduate high school, you have 20, 30 students, and then 800 students. It's overwhelming, and honestly, I don't even know how you learn in a situation like that. That class, I had an honors unit of it as well, so I was able to get one-on-one time with the professor, but if you didn't, it was almost impossible to even ask him questions or just learn, honestly. No one paid attention. You were in a ginormous theater just playing on your computer the entire time. We used these little remotes that looked like calculators to take attendance and answer questions. These things were either the death of you because you forgot them. I never forgot them. I'm very organized, obviously. But some kids forgot them, or they would either forget them or not show up and then give them to their friends to take attendance for them. And then the professor would be like, there's only 50 kids here. Why is it saying there's 100 in attendance? Tuesdays are a hectic day for me with 3 classes. The crazy part is I have 15 minutes between my second and third class to walk halfway across campus. On Tuesdays, I have my honors computer discussion, business stats, and mass media, and it's construction of disability. The disability class intrigued me when I saw it when I was registering. The professor was great, and so was the readings and assignments we would be doing. Yeah, this class was fun. I ended up turning it into an honors class. I was a big-time overachiever while I was there, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. All I had to do was give a presentation at the end of the semester. I researched picture books and children's literature and how they portray disability, and then I lectured the class for an entire hour and a half. I'm pretty sure they all loved that. Unfortunately, I would be missing the rest of the week because we are driving up to Colorado to see my brother for his parents' weekend. I'm super excited to get back to school next week and get into the swing of things. I used that same excuse I did at CCM. Emailed all my teachers and said I had a family emergency. Don't think any of them cared, but that's what I said just so I could get out of class. And then where I was. I don't know why I had to lie. I mean, it's not like I got an excuse absent anyways. I was still unattended, so I could have said, hey, I'm going to party in Colorado. Deuces. December 31st, 2013. This semester went incredibly fast and was extremely busy that I kept forgetting to keep up with these entries. I want to quickly catch up on what's been going on before 2013 ends. I want to start off by saying that a ton of great opportunities came my way just in my first semester. I got to have a one-on-one meeting with the athletic director here. So that meeting was actually really funny. He came and spoke at a club that I joined for sports marketing, and then he was like, "Yeah, just email me and we can set up some time." So I did, and I thought it was gonna be one-on-one. There ended up being another kid there, but I thought it was gonna be super casual. I mean, it's the athletic director, right? So I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I just showed up after one of my classes, and the other kid was in a full business suit with like a folio with his resume and everything. I'm just chilling with high tops and like ripped Adidas shorts. And I was selected to the President's Breakfast Club. Being selected to the Breakfast Club is kind of a funny story because originally I wasn't even going to apply. I waited until the day before the application was due to fill it out, thinking it was worth a shot. The application started off simple, but when I clicked the next button to move on, 4 essay questions popped up. I wrote the essays, most of them were way below the word count asked for, but it was as good as it was going to get. That's the motto of every college student, night before, all-nighter, good as it's gonna get. 2 days later, I'm on my computer doing homework when I started screaming from an email I received saying I was invited to the breakfast. The breakfast was, like a few weeks later, a month later. There was about 30, 40 other students there. I found out that out of the 50,000 student population, only 100 kids applied anyway, so it really wasn't that amazing of an accomplishment. But the president was there, and I asked her why you can't stack scholarship money and why I couldn't use the financial aid that I had earned, and how that's fair to take the money that I earned and use it for the general scholarship fund for the university. And then she told me that the term fair gets very muddy. She didn't last very long as the president. She got fired shortly after. I think she got fired right after I graduated, so she was only there 2 years. But at that breakfast, here's where you can make connections. I befriended the president of the student government, which was important because in order to go to the basketball games, as a student, you had to RSVP that you were going to show up to the game. It was like 2 days before the game. And then when you showed up, you had to swipe your student ID. But the student entrance to the basketball stadium wasn't accessible. It had a flight of stairs going down. So I had to use a different entrance where they were not able to swipe your ID. And if you RSVP'd and didn't show up, you got a strike on your account. And I kept fighting with security, I kept fighting with the ticket office and telling them, like, dude, either bring the swiper, swiper no swiping, bring Dora the Explorer and Swiper to the front door where I can use, and it's accessible, swipe my ID. I feel like that wasn't an impossible accommodation. They would never do it, so I kept getting strikes on my account, and I got banned from the basketball games. The only person, surprisingly, that could handle this, not the athletic director, not security, not the head of the ticket office, the president of the student government. Yeah, so he got all those removed and then ended up implementing a new process for students with disabilities to attend the basketball games. It was not an issue at football. That's why football number 1, basketball number 2, always. I was a trailblazer. I created a new accommodation for every person in a wheelchair that's at U of A. You're welcome. Class went well this semester, but I'm not going to lie and say that I love it here at U of A. But that's something I would get into later on. I did, however, get accepted to the business school, which was a huge process. It was an interview, and I had to take a business test. And I will start my finance major next semester. At the end of the semester, I received 3 A's and 1 B, along with leading my group to win the honors showcase. For the honors computer class I was in, we were paired up. It was like 3 or 4 of us per group, and we had to create a technology that advanced the university. So remember those remotes I was telling you about that take attendance? Our idea was to put those remotes on your computer. You always have your laptop with you or your phone. Make an app on your phone. And yeah, it won us the case competition. I would go into more detail about my first semester at U of A in a future entry, but for now I just wanted to give an update. 2013 was a pretty good year. I graduated from CCM, was accepted to college, and moved across country. This year did bring a lot of stress from the big changes, but I know that 2014 will be amazing. Found this quote on Facebook. Here we go again. So I'm not sure who said this, but I plan on doing just what it says. Tomorrow is the first blank page to a 365 page book. Write a good one. I didn't follow it. Unfortunately, my journal ends right here. And it's not 365 pages, it's 50 pages. So just off the top of my head, do the math real fast, I'm about 310 pages short. But here's what we can do. If you guys want me to fill you in on the rest of the year and a half of my time at Arizona, then put a comment below. Tell me what you want to hear about, any questions that you have about university life, about being in a wheelchair and going to a college, anything you want. If you want more videos in general, you gotta press that like button so I know you're watching, and subscribe to my channel. Press the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. And while you're at it, follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at the Chaz Hayden. Be different, leave a trail. I see you.